Hey, how are you? This is Rich from Tennessee Homestead. I hope this video finds you in good spirits and having a great day. This is going to be one of our regulars. It's the Monday board morning barn chat, and this one, it's hard to say, is coming to you Monday afternoon. I had a friend of mine. He's a farmer here local. His farm's probably about 45-50 miles from us. That I respect his opinions on a lot of things. Very successful fellow. He's a farmer's farmer, okay, and runs cattle and produce. Does a wonderful job. Matter of fact, he's got and just his watermelons alone, I think last year, oh Lord, I think he turned like $40,000 profit. Just selling at farmers markets. So, you know, the old boy knows what he's doing. But we was out looking at the pasture. Had to put out some hay anyway. And we both decided it was a good day to go freeze our tushes off. It's about just a little above freezing, and got wind gusts going about 40 miles an hour down here through the hollow. And pretty cool. Cut right through you. But we went out and we looked at everything in that pasture. And he told me, he said, well, all you gotta do is have them come out and spray some ammonia. He said, it'll kill off these weeds and the grass will spring up, take over, and you'll be fine. And I told him, I said, well, I can't, you know, I won't do that, you know that. I do things pretty organically here. If there's going to be any ammonia put down, it's going to be put down by livestock. And he just kind of shook his head. And you know, I know he goes back and tells his other friends, like a boy down there is nuts. But you know, yeah, maybe so. But I've had a few people come back that thought I was nuts and said, you know, that actually works, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. It just takes a little time. Do it naturally, and it helps out. That's why I'm so excited about the new homesteaders coming on the scene, because they're wanting to do it right. They don't want to chemically treat their land. It's more about becoming sustainable. And when you look at that in its you know, that word in its true sense, sustainable means it keeps going on no matter what. If we have a grid down situation, trucks and so forth aren't going to be running around. They're not going to be manufacturing chemicals. They're not going to be shipping out ammonia to spray in your field and on a tanker. All these things are going to disappear. And if that's how you're propping up your land, if that's how you're making your crops grow, you're in for one heck of a shock when that stuff disappears. Because suddenly you're going to find out, you know, your soil's dead. And you're going to be years before it comes back to life. Can you weather that storm? I'd rather weather the storm a little bit at a time going into it before I have to. So we stay away from those kind of things. And I'm glad to see that a lot of the folks who are getting into homesteading or wanting to get into homesteading really want to care for the land. It's important. If you take care of the land's going to take care of you. And after all, we're all part of this big ball that we live on called Earth. And if we don't take care of it, it's going to jump up and whoop us one day. Shake us off like so many fleas. Okay, we're not going to destroy planet Earth. Trust me. It'll just do a little shift it around and get rid of us. So, you know, when people are looking at you going, you're a little bit crazy, it's like, yeah, well, you know, this is the way my great-grandparents took care of the land. Did a pretty good job. You know, this is the way the Native Americans took care of the land before the white man stepped off the boat on the East Coast. They did a pretty good job. Let's get back to that. You can't take care of the land and only grow corn. Because the corn's going to suck all the nutrient out of your ground, and you're going to have to replace it chemically. Okay, now if you look back at the old original small farms, you had chickens and cows and goats and pigs and everything else running around out there together. They intertwined the manures and the urines and so forth. Yeah, you were getting your fields covered with ammonia, you know, one full bladder at a time. It's the way it's done. Does it happen overnight like you brought somebody out there to spray a few thousand gallon down? No, it doesn't. But can you continue to run pigs and chickens and cows and goats and whatever out onto your land to keep it fertile after those trucks quit rolling? Yeah, you can. Will your ground keep producing without those trucks rolling? Yeah, it will. So you're going to want your land to take care of you. And by doing what you need to take care of your land, it's going to do that. So here again, that's one of the reasons I started putting up videos. I'm truly excited about you folks that are wanting to get out there and get started, because you want to get out there and get started right. You're spending the time and the energy to research what's the correct steps for that. Pasture management, if you're raising livestock, is, you know, absolutely a necessity. We've got a pretty good system that works very well for us. So, you know, if you're maintaining your ground, because actually most of us that raise a lot of livestock, we're technically grass farmers. That's how we feed our animals, is we raise the grass. And grass and plant life like that is a perfect way to get the greenhouse gases everybody's losing sleep over out of the environment. It uses it to grow. So, you know, it's a good way to treat your land. And I hope when you're looking at homesteading, you're looking at what steps am I going to take to do it and do it right. So anyway, on these Monday morning chats, like I said, we covered different topics. I'd like to get your input on what you'd like to hear about: pasture management, raising chickens, hatching eggs, whatever. You know, I'll be happy to share it. But, you know, like I said, just drop a comment down below or drop me an email, and I'll be happy to include it. Because I don't know what you need to know until you ask. We are doing, we've got some chicken eggs in the incubator right now. Gonna see how that goes. You know, various little jobs like that going on around here. Finally getting back on some of my projects, and we've been filming a lot of these as we go. Because, you know, on a homestead, you work on a project and you move to the next project and you move to the next project, and then you handle 2 or 3 crises in between. So we kind of get little snippets as we go along, and we'll put it all together into how-tos for you. Anyway, I've rattled on long enough. This is Rich from Tennessee Homestead. I'm going to go get a hot cup of coffee. Y'all have a great day.